Hey everybody, welcome to some more Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Here we're gonna start a new series. This one will be a road through Massacre. So I'm just gonna start in Act 1. We're gonna play all the way through the campaign, but before we start, I'd like to show you guys kind of what I'm rocking here, so that you have an idea of what kind of stats I'm working with and the fused defenses that I'll be using. We're gonna start with our first hero slot. So right now I've got a squire. He's gonna be using fused harpoons. I will also be using him most actively. Most of our stat ranges will be right around in the thousands, but this is what we've got on our squire. We've also got a huntress. For her, we're going to be using fused explosive traps with, again, just right in like mid-thousands. In our third slot, we've got a monk, and at the moment we've got fused enrages. All of these fused defenses are prone to change, but this is just what I'm using right now. Again, we're just in about the mid-thousands. We've also got the warden. Right now we're using fused primitive, which gives us sledge launcher. Next we've got our Eevee using fused overclock beams because we will primarily be using them on walls to give them that extra fusion armor. With, again, about mid-thousands. And lastly, we have an apprentice using fused guard to give us that fused magic blockade. We'll be using his walls as of right now. If you're coming into this and you don't have any fusion armor, but you're just now getting into Massacre mode, take some time and instead of going right into hardcore rifted, maybe drop your difficulty down to like insane and then pick up some fusion sets there. But for now, we're starting up on the deeper well Massacre hardcore rifted, just in campaign. We'll hit some survival later on. Okay, here we go. Alright, dudes, that is Deeper Well done for. I forgot to mention, I'm not using any runes right now on any of my heroes. We will acquire those as we play on through. But as of right now, these builds do not use runes. We will make sure that we include the fact that we are using runes when we acquire them so that we can use them. But let's pick up our chest and check out the loot. Look at that, there's a rune for us. We'll take those bracers. Nothing else too really crazy here though. So let's move on to Ancient Mines. So here we are in Ancient Mines. Let's start out with some auras, slow them down while they're pushing these lanes. It's important that you have reflect beams in your builds. Like, it's just pretty much necessary all the time, because ogre throwing those kobolds is a complete detriment. So you need reflect beams. There we go, man. Ancient Mines is down. Let's take up our loot chest. We like these accessories, specifically these ones that roll with MP regen. MP regen allows you to refill that little blue bar that you see in the top left. That's just your abilities. Maxing out on MP regen is very important for your active hero play. Let's head on to Lava Mines. Now, Lava Mines is a little bit different with the inclusion of the harder difficulties, as it includes a secondary crystal that we need to defend. And also watch out for those little lava pools, they blow you off the map. But let's get building. The enrage auras help severely with ogres and just like creating blockages inside of lanes. So the more that we can use them, the better, at least in my opinion, right? This is all just preference on what kind of defenses that you like to use, but these are the ones that I have fused at the moment, so that's what I'm going to use. Nice, we were able to get rid of him before he could land. We've got a copter ogre up here though that we gotta go take care of. Oh shit, I jumped off the map. And that's why hardcore is an issue. But we should be okay here, as these copter ogres actually can't deal damage to our crystal. We're just gonna have to see what happens. Now we just need to wait for the spiders to get dead. Oh, see, there we go. Cool. Well, that happens sometimes, you know, you just need to account for it. I clearly didn't, so we got lucky. We were able to get the clear, but that's all right. Let's keep going. Cool, let's take these bracers and keep on moving up. Looks like we got pretty solid helmet here, so let's pick that up too and maybe slap that on one of our heroes. Alright, welcome to Alch Labs. Really quickly here, so we have a warden in our deck, but we haven't been making good use of her as of right now anyway, so we're gonna change her out and start to level up a summoner so that we can use him in some later play. Keeping him in our deck will allow us to give him experience without actually needing to play as him. So we'll just keep him in our deck, kind of stashed away and slowly leveling up. Let's go ahead and start building. Last ogre. Alright, here we go. We've got 30 seconds to prepare, but there's not much else we can do. Maybe throw a few repairs on these explosives. Otherwise, we're just going to sit and wait for the boss. Here we go on the Demon Lord. Looks like he's dealing a lot of damage to our harpoon, so let's try and take him out really quickly. Took out, damn, all of our harpoons, man. That's scary. Looks like we're doing a lot of damage to him though, so I'm not very worried. There we go, now we got the stun on him. He should go down right here. Get out of here, man. You're done for. Let's go. So, with the inclusion of Massacre difficulty, you also get boss weapons. So make sure you open this chest on your preferred active hero. Right now I'm using a Squire, so I'm gonna look for the Squire weapon. Let's see what we get, man. Got some good accessories. This is very good. HP regen and power. So we're gonna throw this probably on our Squire so that we can have some HP regen with him. Here's our fused boss weapon. We got cast rate. This is not actually a very good roll, and we can't even use it till level 90 anyway, so it's not a big deal. But if you don't like the one that you got, you can always just play it again and look for a better one. We'll hold on to it anyway, just because it's good just to have. Other than that, that's about it. Let's move on to the Encore map.
The huntress, squire, apprentice, and monk arrive at the castle's interior, exhausted after their epic battle with the demonic monstrosity. The apprentice wonders what has brought them back to this time. The huntress remarks that evil beings must have drawn them back to what they considered a vulnerable state for our heroes. The monk, who has taken a vow of silence with a concentrated stare, recollects battles with previous evil forces. The squire boasts that it doesn't matter when they are, that any threat shall fall beneath his sword. The ground crumbles below them, revealing a twisted portal. Falling through swirls of darkness for what feels like seconds, the heroes are transported to an unknown land. What new threats await our heroes?
Okay, here we are at Magus Quarters. This is easily one of my favorite maps. Pretty easy to build for, but let's start with our monk and get some ensnares down. I'm just waiting on a late ogre, waiting for him to come out of the map. Where is he? Here he comes. Come on out, little buddy. I'm sure you won't get wrecked. Yep, there it is, man. So that's Magus Quarters. Completely done for. Let's check our loot chest. Looks like we got a primitive helmet. That's not very great, so we actually don't really want that. But not bad at all, man. I saw a little goodie over here on our map. I kind of want to check it out. Oh yeah, dude, that's sick. Unfortunately, it does require level 90, so we can't use it yet, but we're definitely going to hold on to that for later use. Alright guys, well that was Act 1 completed in campaign. This was on Massacre Hardcore Rifted. We got through pretty easily actually, and campaign is meant to not give you very much difficulty. It really it scales up when you start playing in survival and mixed modes, so we'll crank these out, and then I'll give you a showcase on survival and mixed mode when it's time. But that's about it for now. Thank you so much for checking it out, and y'all have a good night.